What's up there, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Rick. This is Fanfare for the Conscious, and in the video today I'm going to talk about some of the most disturbing legislation which has ever been brought into our Houses of Parliament. Let's dive in. So today I'm going to be discussing the Criminal Conduct Act and the right to bear arms. Now, this is some of the most disturbing legislation which has ever been brought or been attempted to be brought into force through our UK Houses of Parliament. It has already gone through the House of Commons and it is now being put in front of Lords. Now, until this was tabled, I honestly thought the Coronavirus Act was some of the most disturbing stuff I have ever seen going through our Parliament, but this one just totally bounced that one completely out of the park. The Criminal Conduct Act is known formally as the Covert Human Intelligence Sources Act, CHIS. And the Covert Human Intelligence Sources Act is going to give government agencies the authority to commit crimes against the people without recourse. Now, a lot of people would argue the police have been committing crimes against people for a long time, as have HMRC and various other government agencies. But this is far more disturbing because it is basically legislated rape, torture, and murder. I'm not kidding. Go and have a look at some of the things which are justifiable under this act. Just look on Google. You can get a copy of the act up from the government itself, and you can actually see some of the clauses that are actually included in this. So it includes crimes of bodily harm, as I said before, such as rape and torture and murder. Government agencies being allowed and given the authority to commit these acts. And agencies that are included in this act are things like HMRC, HM Revenue and Customs, Food Standards Agency, the Food Standards Agency, the Environment Agency, and of course the police and MI5, which you'd expect, but literally any government agency pretty much is going to have the right to cause bodily harm to people. This has already been approved by the House of Commons and it's waiting on the House of Lords. Now, the information that I've managed to glean so far says that at the second reading it was voted through, and get this, it was voted through our Parliament by 182 yes votes to 20 no votes, of which 17 came from Labour and 2 came from Plaid Cymru and 1 came from the SDLP. The third reading, 34 of the Labour MPs defied the party whip and voted no. But it had already gone through based on the second reading. 182 to 20. Are you serious? 182 of our MPs thought that this was okay. There's something seriously wrong here, people. Something seriously wrong. And if you've not woken up yet, this has got to be kicking you right up the arse. I'm going to read a section from the Act as I found it on the government website. That is section 1, subsection 5, paragraph 5, and it reads, "A criminal conduct authorisation is necessary on grounds falling within this subsection if it is necessary, A, in the interests of national security," which, I mean, that could mean anything really. Claimed all sorts of things as national security in the past. B, for the purpose of preventing or detecting crime or preventing disorder. Pay attention to that one. Preventing disorder. What could possibly be defined as preventing disorder? I'm not even going to spell it out for you. It's right there on the board. C, in the interests of the economic well-being of the UK. Okay? And pay attention to the fact that it's the United Kingdom. Not in the economic well-being of the people of the land of Britain, the people on the land of Britain, more appropriately, the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is the state. It is the corporate government entity. So this isn't even for the economic well-being of the people. This is for the economic well-being of the state. the corporate state. Absolutely mind-boggling that this has even been tabled in the first place. How has that got through with 182 votes to 20? If this isn't a great big wake-up call to you, then I don't know what ever will be. And if this doesn't make you turn round and say, wow, we need to get some stuff sorted very, very seriously, and I'm trying extremely hard to curb my language right now. Even thinking about what's going on with this is disturbing me on a very, very deep level, and it should be a great big alarm bell to everybody out there that we need to get this system flipped. We need to get it gone. There is too much corruption now for something that is legitimising the bodily harm, rape, torture and murder of British people to go through Parliament with so little resistance. Just shows us now exactly how broken this system is and how quickly it needs to be brought down. Nobody in history has ever gone anywhere near trying to legislate this sort of thing. Various authoritarian states over the years have had secret police forces that have been doing this stuff in the shadows, but this is being enshrined in our legal system now. And that is a step beyond anything Hitler did, anything any of the Chinese dictators have done, anything that any dictator on this planet has ever done. They've never made it as blatant as this. To try and enshrine it in law, to try and pass it through our Houses of Commons and our Houses of Parliament under our noses with so little resistance. And now you can see why I've decided to include a brief portion here on the right to bear arms, because a lot of people don't realise that even in this country we all have a historical common law right to bear arms, and they are arms for the purposes of personal protection and, more importantly, and this is the bit that people always forget, to provide the means to resist a tyrannical government. If your government has the monopoly on weapons and on arms and on force, then the people are disempowered. And this is why I'm tabling this conversation right now for all Britons to think about, and think about very seriously. Should we really have the right to bear arms? Should we be able to defend ourselves against a corrupt, murderous government? Murderous on paper now. Legitimised murder. Our rights to bear arms have been removed very steadily over time as a result of certain school shootings. Now, if you actually look in the history of British rights to bear arms, we've never really had that many mass murders, mass attacks with firearms. They've never really happened. And the few cases that have happened, I think if you would take the time to look into them, you might find some serious question marks over the people who were supposed to have done it. Now, I'm not saying that people weren't killed during these events, far from it, I'm sure people were, but that perhaps what actually went on is not what it seemed. We are now a nation where most people have never even seen a firearm, let alone learn how to use one. So what chance do we have, as we are right now, really, without this right to bear arms, of resisting this sort of legitimised torture and rape and murder? Thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are. If you did like this content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, thumbs up and a notification bell set to all. We'll make sure you're always kept up to date when my videos drop on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 PM UK time. If you do want to speak to me in person about sorting this shit show out, please head over to lawfulbank.com and get yourself signed up. You'll find lots of people there, including myself and many others who are forming sovereign peoples, assemblies, conventions and gatherings so that we may take back our own sovereignty and our own rights to govern ourselves. Take care of yourselves, guys. Don't forget to stay free, think free and act free, and I will see you all next time.